of feel like I got to sort of be like one person removed from Queen Bee in terms of getting my hair done. Of course, my hairstyle is nothing like hers, but... Well, hello, Yamina Collins here. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. I have not filmed a beauty video for my channel in 5 months, about 5 or 6 months since the pandemic started. So I'm back today with a beauty video. I did shoot a couple of videos about what's been going out here in New York with the pandemic, but just wasn't inspired to do sort of anything beauty related. But like I said, today I'm back and I'm excited because I'm going to be talking about a new hairdo that I got. The stylist that I used is the assistant to Beyonce's lead hairstylist. His name is Neal Farinah. That's the lead stylist, and I ended up using one of his assistants. Her name is Crystal, and so this is my new do. I was trying to go for like a 4C afro, but the hair that I ended up purchasing was 4A hair, so it's not as kinky as I wanted, number one. And also, if you don't like the cut, you kind of can't really blame the hairstylist I went to, because after she cut my hair, I went home and cut it more because I really wanted something really short, really something that is, like I said, it's just like a full afro, not necessarily long hair. So I'm also trying to have my hair underneath mimic what I'm hoping my hair underneath will eventually grow into, which is a nice big sort of afro. So anyway, I got my hair, by the way, from a place called onychair.com, and it was 2 bundles of hair. It was like $175 each, so $350. But then after I got discounted, it ended up being like $260 or something like that. And I believe the woman who runs and owns it is a black woman, so I wanted to support her. But if you happen to know of any other hair places that have really quality 4C hair, list them in the comments below. And so let's get started. So anyway, if you've been following my channel for any length of time, you know I've been spending the last 2 years trying to grow my hair out. It has been a difficult process for 2 main reasons. Number one, I struggle with something called trichotillomania, which is a form of manic hair pulling. And of course, with black hair, any sort of heat, manipulation, touching, it makes the hair difficult to grow. Black hair is actually very delicate, and so it's sensitive to, like I said, hair pulling, manipulation. So with the trichotillomania, it just it makes it very hard for my hair to grow. The other thing is I'm over 40, and 40% of women over the age of 40 struggle with some form of hair loss. As a matter of fact, I turned 48 today. Today's my 48th birthday. Yay! So I've struggled with hair loss, and I've had to use something called Lipogain for women. It does come in a formula for men. I'm not sponsored by them, but the Lipogain helped my hair to stop breaking, and it really does work. I started using it 2 years ago, and if you've been following my videos, you'll see I used it. It stopped the shedding, and my hair began to grow. But then it came to a point where it kind of reached a plateau and stopped, and even receded a little bit. And I think it had to do with the fact that I do have trichotillomania, so I'm using the Lipogain, but I'm still pulling at my hair. And so I think it got to a point where it just kind of plateaued. So I finally decided, let me get a protective style, which I never wanted, but now I'm starting to really see the importance of having a protective style to give my hair a break, so I'm not always touching it and manipulating it. I do plan on wearing this hairstyle for 6 months, not 6 months straight, because I can only wear it for 6 weeks at a time, but 6 months in total to hopefully give my hair a little bit of breather. Anyway, so when I first went down to the Neal Farinah Salon, let me just say about Neal Farinah real quick. I just found out he not only is he Beyonce's lead hairstylist, but he also did the wigs for her movie Black is King. And I read in Cosmopolitan he did something like 60 wigs. No, he did 40 wigs in 6 days, which is pretty amazing. So anyway, when I first went down to the Neal Farinah Salon, I actually didn't know who he was. I'd just been reading some great reviews about his salon, so I was like, let me go and try and get my hair, get a hair weave down at that studio. And then when I went down there, that's when I discovered who Neal Farinah was. He actually, when I first walked in, he was sitting at the desk, and he was the receptionist, and that's what I thought he was. I thought he was the receptionist. Then I come to find out it's his studio, and then I found out who he was. There's, when you first walk into the studio, it's got these 2 huge pictures of Beyonce on the wall. Nothing of intimidating, of course, but it's a nice, spacious place. I think it has about 8 or 10 chairs, and the woman who ended up doing my hair, her name was Crystal. And Crystal, as it turns out, from what she explained to me, she had always wanted to do hair, always wanted to be, you know, a hairdresser, and she kind of just thought she was ready. But when she, I guess, started working with him, she found out she had to be his assistant for 3 years, and she didn't think it was necessary. But he was like, no, you got to be my assistant for 3 years. And she said afterwards it was the best experience she had. She learned so much under him. And so, you know, I kind of feel like I got to sort of be like one person removed from Queen Bee in terms of getting my hair done. Of course, my hairstyle is nothing like hers, but anyway. So she washes my hair. And first of all, I have to say, when she was washing my hair, I think it was the gentlest washing I've ever experienced. It was so relaxing. I was like, and I meant to ask her, and I never did ask her if she was using her knuckles or the tips of her fingers, but it was so gentle. Like, I didn't feel anything. It was so relaxing. And of course, she put me under the dryer. After the dryer, she put me in the chair, and she ended up braiding my hair, of course. And after she braided my hair, she put this thing down called a mesh. And she said the mesh was going to allow the weave to lay down flatter and smoother. And I guess, I don't know, it's up to you. You can tell me if it lays down flatter or smoother, but that is what she said the mesh was for. And as she was braiding my hair, she was also very gentle in terms of braiding it. Like, I didn't feel a lot of pulling. I have gotten my hair done at places before where the braiding was so tight that it was like, it felt like it was pulling out my edges. And I also had to take aspirin later on that night. Not with Crystal, but with other places. And that was not the case here. I don't think having your hair weave should be that painful. As African Americans, we already go through enough issues with our hair. But anyway, she was very gentle, and she checked in on me ever so often. You know, is everything okay? Is it too tight? I was like, no, it's not too tight. I did feel a little bit of tugging later on when I went home that night, but it wasn't anything too uncomfortable. I think it's just kind of a little bit discomforting when you go home and you have something fake attached to your hair. Like, it's just, maybe it's just sort of a natural sort of discomfort. But otherwise, she was very gentle in terms of how she weaved in my hair. And then after she finished doing the weave in, you know, when I first got the 2 bundles of hair from onychair.com, they were 12 inches long. I did not want my hair to be that long. I wanted actually very short hair, but 12 inches was the shortest that I think they had available. So she started clipping my hair, did a really great job. She cut it to how I wanted it at the time. But then when I left the studio, I realized, no, I wanted it even shorter. So like I said, this is like the Yamina version cut. So if you don't like it, or you're like, I had my hand in it. So so that might be one reason if you don't like it. But I'm very happy with it. What I think is great about the hair that I have, it was like I said, the 2 bundles were $350. After discount it was like $260, and then getting my hair done by Crystal was $300, so it was a bit of a splurge. But I think what I enjoy about this hair is that I treat it like my own natural hair. Like, I wash it just as I would my own hair. I put oil in it just like I would my own hair. And sometimes even when it gets kind of stringy, because I feel like sometimes in the back it gets kind of a little stringy, I just add water or oil and it kind of you know, shrinks back up into the curl that I'm really looking for. So I do enjoy that about this quality of hair. In terms of how I deal with the itching, I've had it in for 3 weeks now, so I'm not dealing with any itching. When I first had the weave in, I did have to, actually I did 2 things. I used this product, which is the Jamaican Mango and Lime Maximum Relief No More Itch Grow Spray. I'm not sponsored by them, but I use that to help with the itching. And then sometimes I just took, or not sometimes, once I took water and mixed it half and half with apple cider vinegar to stop the itching, and that also helped. So anyway, overall, great experience. You know, it is a bit of a, it is a bit expensive. Like I said, it's $300 just to get the hair done, and then the hair pieces were, you know, $280, and I have to get it done every 6 weeks. So that's kind of some change. My goal is to only this year to wear it for 6 months in order to retain growth, and then after that to wear a protective style just 2 or 3 months out of the year, because I realize how important it is for black hair to really have that protective style, because we just have, like I said, such delicate hair. So anyway, that was my experience. Like I said, getting my hair done down at the Neal Farinah Salon. I will say when I went down there, it was very relaxed and very calm because we are in the middle of a pandemic, so there were not a lot of people there. Crystal, the woman who did my hair, said she only had 3 clients for the entire day, and she says normally she has much more than that. It does affect her pocketbook with it being slower, but she says she also likes that it's slower because it's just not as hectic. So if you happen to go down there after the pandemic, I cannot promise that it will be quite as relaxing, but while I was there, it was just no stress. hardly anyone was there, and very, very calm and relaxing. So anyway, that's my experience, and I get to feel kind of a little bit close to the queen bee with my new hair. So just wanted to share that video with you. Like, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care and be safe in this pandemic. Bye-bye.